What's up, guys? Welcome back to LeSecretsDeLaMode. Today, we're switching things up a bit and diving into something very important: personal finance. That's right, we're talking about how to manage your money better so you can live stress free and build your wealth. Whether you're living paycheck to paycheck or just want to tighten up your financial game, these tips are going to help you out. Plus, better money management means more fun for your sustainable fashion obsession, right? So, let's get into it. And hey, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content that combines style and smart living. Let's go. All right, let's kick things off with the foundation of all financial advice: making a budget. And I know, budgeting sounds as fun as watching paint dry, but trust me, guys, this step is crucial and it will make everything else so much easier. And you probably already know you should be doing this anyway, but let's be real, right? Most of us avoid it like the plague. Why? Because it's boring and facing all these expenses can be very painful. But stick with me here, guys. Getting this one thing right will make a whole world of difference. So what exactly should a monthly budget look like? Don't worry, guys, you don't need to be a math genius to figure this out. Think of a budget as a snapshot of your financial life: money coming in on one side and money going out on the other side. So grab a notebook and divide the pages into two sections. On the left side, list all your sources of income, and that's the fun part, right? This could be your salary, any side gig, or any other form of income. Now, onto the not so fun part: expenses. Start by estimating all the money you expect to go out at the beginning of the month. This includes your household bill, living costs, and food. And don't forget about travel expenses, whether it's for your car or public transportation. And of course, your leisure activities, like, for example, restaurant, entertainment, and sport. And remember, guys, include those little costs like present for family and friend, and any subscription or insurance that you may have. Also, don't forget any debt payment. But here's the problem: set a target for saving and make regular contribution to an emergency fund. We'll dive deeper into these later, but for now, include them in your budget. At this point, your income and expenses should balance out. If you find that your expenses are higher than your income, it's time to cut back on some non-essential spending. And if you're lucky enough, your income should exceed your expenses. You can either boost up your saving or indulge in a little treat. Maybe upgrade that coffee habit or splurge on some eco-friendly fashion pieces. And guys, once you get your budget set up, don't just shove it in a drawer and forget about it. Use it to guide your spending decision throughout the month. It's okay if you don't nail it perfectly on your first try. The goal is to get better over time, and eventually, balancing your budget will become second nature. So stick with it, and soon enough, you'll see all those financial worries start to disappear. And if you need more help, check out our video on how to create a budget for beginners. Next up, let's talk about saving up for those big ticket items, right? It's so tempting to splurge when you see something you really want. Maybe a new phone or that extravagant gift you've been eyeing. And if you've just been paid, it feels like you got plenty money in the bank to cover it, right? But not so fast. A common mistake is assuming that just because you see a nice chunk of change in your account, it's all disposable income. But remember, a big portion of that money is earned marked for your basic living expenses, all those bills, groceries, and other essentials that your budget has already accounted for. So, before you click buy on that shiny new toy or book that dream vacation, take a minute to check your budget. Check relevant categories: leisures, gift, whatever it may be, and see if you can actually afford it without throwing your budget into chaos. And if your leisure budget has room for an expensive vacation, go for it. And if it doesn't, paying for it now can leave you into the red by the end of the month. So what's the smart move? Save up for it. Include the amount you need to save each month in your budget. Break it down, figure out how much you need to set aside monthly and how long it will take you to reach your goal. This way, you're not just throwing your budget off track for one big splurge. And here's a little bonus: while you're saving up, you might realize that you don't actually need or want the item as much as you thought. Maybe something else comes up that's even more important, or you find a better deal. Either way, by saving up, you're giving yourself time to make a thoughtful decision rather than an impulsive one. Now, let's move on to another important tips: keeping track of those small expenses. And you know how it goes: a few coffee here, a meal out here, a gift for your friend, and before you know it, your wallet is feeling a bit light. These little purchases can add up quickly, leaving you scratching your head by the end of the month, wondering where all your money went. And if you find yourself in this situation, it's time to start writing down all your spending. I know it sounds a bit tedious, but trust me, it works. Grab a journal and write down every little thing you spend your money on. And if you're already keeping a budget, make sure these small purchases are accounted for in the right category. Let's say you've got a budget for leisure activities. If you've blown through the entire budget in just one night out, it's a clear sign that you need to make some changes. Keeping track of every purchase, no matter how small, help you see where all your money is going and how quickly it can disappear on things you might not even need. Soon enough, you'll start spotting patterns. Maybe you're spending more on coffee than you realize, or those quick trips to the store for just one thing are adding up. By keeping tab on these smaller expenses, you can make smarter decisions about where to cut back and save more effectively. Now, let's talk about something that can seriously drag down your finances: debt. Ideally, we want to get rid of it altogether, but the first step is to get it under control. The key here is to stop taking on new debt, especially those credit card bills with sky high interest rate. If you find yourself struggling to pay them off, it might be time to ditch them altogether. Next, make sure all your debt payments are scheduled and that you pay them on time. At the very least, make the minimum payment, but if you can pay more, even better. The quicker you pay off your debt, the less interest you'll end up paying in the long run. And if you have multiple debt, make a list of each one along with their interest rate. Focus on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first. This strategy will save you the most money on interest over time. It's called the avalanche method, and it's super effective for knocking out debt faster. And here's a little pro tip. If you find it overwhelming to tackle high interest debt first, you can try the snowball method. This means paying off your smallest debt first to get some quick wins and build momentum. Both methods work. It's all about finding what motivates you to keep going. Let's move on to something absolutely essential for financial stability: having an emergency fund. Life is full of surprises and not all of them are pleasant. You never know when you need extra cash for unexpected repair on your car or house, replacing a broken appliance, or covering unexpected medical expenses. Without an emergency fund, you'll find yourself scrambling and digging into other part of your budget. An emergency fund acts like a financial safety net, giving you a peace of mind and keeping your budget intact when life throws a curveball. Start by setting aside a small amount each month specifically for this fund. It doesn't have to be a huge sum. Even a little bit each month adds up over time. The key is to dip into the fund when it's a genuine emergency. And when those unexpected expenses do pop up, try to justify them with another part of your spending if possible. This way, you're not depleting your emergency fund too quickly. But if it's a true emergency, that's what the fund is there for, to cover you without messing up your financial plans. And finally, let's now talk about setting a monthly saving goal and why it's so important. We all want to increase our wealth, right? But just letting your money sit in a regular bank account isn't going to get you there. With interest rate on bank account being practically zero, your money isn't doing much for you. And that's where having a saving goal comes in. Each month, set aside a specific amount of money with the intention of investing it later, whether it's in bond, a portfolio of stock, or real estate. These investments require disposable income, and that comes from your saving account. And make sure to mark the saving goal in your budget. You'll be surprised how motivated it can be to watch your saving grow each month, knowing that it's earmarked for future investment. The thought of long-term wealth and financial freedom it brings can be even more tempting than splurging on unnecessary purchases. Until you decide exactly where to invest, keep your saving in a separate saving account. While your saving account don't offer much higher interest rate, they do have one key benefit. By keeping your savings separate from your regular spending money, you're less likely to dip into it. This way, your savings are safe and ready for when you find the right investment opportunity. Over time, these investments will work for you, growing your wealth and bringing you closer to your financial goals. And there you have it, guys. 6 essential tips to help you manage your money better and pave a way for a more secure and prosperous future. Remember, personal finance doesn't have to be overwhelming or complicated. With a little bit of planning, discipline, and consistency, you can take control of your finances and make your money work for you. So if you found these tips helpful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who could use these tips. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our latest content. We cover everything from sustainable fashion to personal finance, helping you live the best, most stylish, and financially savvy life. So guys, thank you for watching and we'll see you in our next video.